forget to like, share, and subscribe. If y'all don't pick my sign up. Hey guys, it is summer and this sun is sunning, honey. Do you need a cute pair of sunshades to get you through this summer? Check out Aisha Denise. If you use promo code Psychology Eats, you get 15% off your order. I will leave the link in my bio. Thank you guys.
Guess what? I got a sale with me. And hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. And hit that one bell.
To subscribe, say subscribe to Psychology Eats.
Subscribe to Cowboy Eats.
Not Cowboy. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Psychology Eats. So what's eating you? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If this is your first time visiting my channel, thank you. Thank you for clicking on the video. I am a reaction channel, and I do a little bit of mukbangs here and there. But most importantly, I have been in mental health as a mental health clinician for over 30 years, and I also teach psychology. So I know what I'm talking about, okay? So anyway, you saw the title. So I've done some videos on Atlanta street interviews, in particular Josiah. So if you follow me, you know that I've done multiple videos about Josiah. But this video is about Marcus, the creator and content owner of the channel. Now, I've said in other videos, listen, I respect Marcus and what he does as far as, giving in, doing these interviews and shining a light on homelessness, mental illness, and drug addiction in our country, and in particular in Atlanta. And so with that, people who don't live in that area or who may not have ever known that these types of situations exist right here in the good old United States. And so not only Marcus, there are some other channels out there too that do the same work, that White Underbelly, I watch them. I think that's the name of the channel. I watch him. He's out in LA on Skid Row, and he does the same types of interviews. But I'm making this video regarding Marcus because I've said to Marcus in multiple videos, you probably should connect with a social services agency that you can give these people some direction in how to help them. Link up, have collabs with social agencies that can, get them in drug rehab, sign them up for housing, find out, where they can go to eat. A lot of people, when they first enter the streets, they don't know all of that information, especially when they're young. They don't have ID. So without ID, they can't get certain things done, like applying for housing, food stamps, any of that stuff. So anyway, and not only have I said, I'm gonna put it right here on the screen. So another commenter also said, Marcus, like, connect these people. You give them $5 or whatever. I heard another video, he pays them $5 for their story, and then he goes on about his way, and he finds somebody else to interview. And these people, oftentimes because they have nothing, they're willing to pretty much spill their guts and tell all their business for $5. So I made this comment, and I've kind of watched this happen as Marcus is interviewing some of the women that he asked. He has certain questions that he asked in the beginning of the interview, and one of which is, has anything ever happened to you? And so he is asking that question and getting, oftentimes from the females, he's getting that response that they have been abused. And so then, he may follow up with what type of abuse. And then the women will say, I was sexually abused. Well, what happened? When did it happen? And his follow-up questions that continue to ask these women to tell their can't use that word, to tell their art story, to tell their sexual abuse story right on the street in the middle of Atlanta with people walking back and forth, people on the sidewalk listening. And I had some concern about that. I had a lot of concern about that. I don't think it's necessary to ask for those types of details. And in some of his interviews, it was starting to make me feel uncomfortable because I understand it as a clinician, even as a clinician. And I've heard many, many stories of women who have been sexually abused, kidnapped, all kinds of stuff along in that area. And even as a therapist, I move very softly and slowly when discussing that part of someone's life. For a lot of people who have been traumatized in that way, it takes them, maybe in the therapeutic environment, it could take them years to tell the details of that trauma. And Marcus is asking them to expose that in a 5-minute, 10-minute video for the whole world to hear, and asking for details about it. And it's really giving me, and I'm going to post, I might have already posted, another viewer saying, like, you starting to creep me out. Like, you don't need to ask these women details about their sexual trauma. Like, why are you wanting them? They said it happened. Move on. You're re-traumatizing them. This is a pet peeve of mine, when people with no clinical mental health background that I'm aware of, when they step into our world and begin to indulge or ask questions or put themselves in a position of a counselor or therapist with no training to do that. Asking them to tell their sexual trauma history and asking for details of it is re-traumatizing them. It really is. And for some of these women, they have been traumatized, for a lot of them, by people that they loved and cared about. Fathers, uncles, brothers, whatever, boyfriends, husbands. And to get them to continue to repeat it and ask them to do that for $5 is disrespectful to them. So I'm making this video, Marcus. I hope you hear it. I hope you receive it the way in which I'm telling you. I'm asking you not to ask them questions about their sexual abuse. Maybe the initial question, you get the answer and you move on. But to want them to give you details about what happened is disrespectful and out of line. Please stop. And with that being said, everyone have a great day and good night.